And the last type of heat transfer that we get is radiation. And radiation happens through gas, but it doesn't need any particles. So radiation is pretty much, if you think of the sun or something that's really hot, so if we say the sun, what's happening is it is shooting out, if we can call that, shooting out its heat in the form of waves. So there'll be a heat wave targeting Earth, and because there's no particles in space, it doesn't need any particles to go through. Because if radiation needed particles, we would never feel the warmth of the sun, because there's no particles in space. So radiation happens without any particles. It can move through the particles, so it doesn't need any particles. So if we had particles around there, it doesn't affect the particles, it just moves between them until it reaches something that is a solid or a liquid, and then the energy transfer through the solid or the liquid can go through either convection or conduction. But for radiation, that's pretty much the simplest way of heat transfer, an efficient way of heat transfer, because it doesn't need particles. It just goes between them, through them, and it moves in waves. So remember the three heat transfer that we spoke about was conduction, and conduction happens through a solid or a liquid, but mostly a solid. And then we had convection that happens through a liquid and a gas, remember that circulating. And then the third one is this radiation, where heat travels in waves between the particles or through the particles. It doesn't need to heat them up, it just travels until it reaches somewhere it needs to heat. Okay, so 3 energy or heat transfers in the form of energy.